She was what was known as a source singer. Do you remember, are there anybody old enough to remember the folk music scare of the 1950s?
Yeah.
All these collegiate types would go to Ireland and they always ended up in my granny's kitchen, listening to her sing songs. She was born and raised in a village called Katy, in the Republic of South Armagh, where we serve neither king nor kaiser. Thanks be to God. Wasn't she right?
Aye.
Her town, my granny was born in the year 1900. And she lived all her life in Katy. And of course, in the 1970s, she was in her 70s herself, but up in the north of Ireland, they were in the midst of what we call the Troubles. And right there in Katy, just behind, it was her house here on Victoria Street. It used to be called Lear Street, but the British government saw fit to rename it after a woman's lingerie catalogue. Victoria Street. And behind her was Donnelly's Rock, and that's where all the children in town used to play ball. And there was a big field, and behind that was the British Army barracks. And they harassed the people of the town all day long. 3 times a day there would be a patrol of soldiers, all in their flak jackets and their helmets and their machine guns, and they'd come out and patrol the town. It was 8 soldiers, and they were usually 18 or 19 years old. Well, one day, my granny was coming out of Bridges, which was the shop at the end of Victoria Street where she bought all her groceries and her snuff and her bananas. And she was coming out and she had 2 big armloads filled with groceries. And who held the door for her but a young British soldier? And my granny was overheard to say, "Thank you, son. I hope the good Lord will save you a cool spot in hell." That was granny. People ask me, do you ever remember the first song your granny ever sang to you? And I do. When we used to visit her, it was myself and my 2 brothers and my sister Katie. And we'd walk in the door and granny would say, "Katie, Katie, you're the only girl that I adore. And when the moon shines over the mountains, I'll be waiting at the kitchen door." She'd sing that for Katie. Ah, yes. And then she'd turn to me and the boys and she'd sing, "Mama, will you buy me, will you buy me, will you buy me, Mama, will you buy me, will you buy me a banana? Yes, my child, I'll buy you, I'll buy you a banana. Yes, my child, I'll buy you a banana. Mama, will you peel the skin? Will you peel the skin? Mama, will you peel the skin of my banana? Yes, my child, I'll peel the skin, I'll peel the skin, I'll peel the skin. Yes, my child, I'll peel the skin of your banana. Mama, will you have a bite? Will you have a bite? Will you have a bite? Now! Will you have a bite? A bite of my banana. Yes, my child, I'll have a bite. I'll have a bite. I'll have a bite. Yes, my child, I'll have a bite of your banana. Well, Mama, you're greedy like, you're greedy like, you're greedy like. Mama, you're greedy like, you ate all my banana. That's the song my granny used to sing. Well, my granny learned the song as a poem when she was a child in school, and she left school at 10 years old to go work in the mills. She started as a duffer. But she learned this song, and my father, she put it to a melody that we all know. And my father always remembered her singing that song. And in 1974, my father and Liam Clancy were reunited. And they needed songs to sing. And he wrote, "Ma, would you send me that song about the rose?" And she did. She took a notebook and she filled the first page with this song and filled the rest of it with all these songs that were in her head. And my father was stealing songs out of that notebook for the rest of his life. You could help me with it. When I was 21, I heard a wise man say, "Give crowns and pounds and guineas, but not your heart away. Get pearls and rubies, but keep your fancy free." But I was 21, no use to talk to me. And when I was 21, I heard him say again, that a heart out of the bosom 'tis never given in vain. It's played in sorrow plenty and sold for endless rue. But now I am 22, and oh, 'tis true, 'tis true. Red is the rose that in yonder garden grows. Fair is the lily of the valley. Clear is the water that flows from the Boyne. But my love is fairer than Annie. Come over the hills, my bonny Irish lass. Come over the hills to your darling. Choose the role of love, and I'll make a vow that I'll be your true love forever. And red is the rose that in yonder garden grows. Fair is the lily of the valley. Clear is the water that flows from the Boyne. But my love is fairer than was down by Killarney's green woods that we strayed, when the moon and the stars, they were shining. The moon shone its rays on her locks of golden hair. She swore she'd be my love forever. Red is the rose that in yonder garden grows. Fair is the lily, yes, here is the water that flows from the Boyne. But my love is fairer than Annie. It's not for the parting with my sister Kate. It's not for the grief of my mother. It's all for the loss of my bonny Irish lass. Then my heart is breaking forever. On your own, try it. Red that flows from the Boyne. But my love is fair than even Scots now. You'll take a high road, and I'll take the low road, and I'll be in Scotland before true love will never meet again. On the bonny banks of Loch Lomond, and red is the rose that in yonder garden grows. There is the lily, yes, here is the water that flows from the Boyne. But my love is fairer than I.
All right.
You know who loved that song? My old grade school principal, Sister Monica. Anybody else drug up by the nuns?
Yes.
I had the Sisters of Little or No Mercy. I used to call Sister Monica Attila the Nun.